Han Voice will be hosting a movie night and Q&A session with North Korean defectors Hongju Lee. The event will take place from 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday, July 31st at the University of Toronto St. George Campus Mechanical Engineering Building. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. There will also be a suggested $10 donation, and all proceeds will go to the Han Voice Pioneer Project. For more information, visit the Han Voice Pioneer Project website. The second annual Japanese Summer Festival will be taking place in downtown Toronto on July 27th. The event is presented by the Kurakake Company, and today we are here with the company's Vice President, Lou Cobbs. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. So can you start by telling us about the Kurakake Company and your role as VP for the organization?
Yes. Kurakake Company is an organization which creates original events or experiences for people. And my role as Vice President, together with the President Shuntaro Kurakake, we manage and oversee the Toronto Japanese Summer Festival, or Matsuri. I have a background in stage music, performance, and event management. So I generally oversee the stage management, all the productions, the fashion show, and the performances, as well as all the other creative aspects. Matsuri, for example, the geisha activation, there's going to be some geisha models, as well as like live art, things like that. And I also am the main communicator with all Canadian companies or international companies that we would communicate with in English and media.
Awesome. So how did you first get involved with the company?
I first met Shuntaro for an event in March of 2012, which was called Iro, Fashion and Art for Japan, which was a Tohoku charity event. And this event, we combined music, art, fashion, and a bunch of other companies to raise over $8,000 to donate through Tohoku to the Tohoku project through Habitat for Humanity.
Wow. Is there a particular reason you were drawn to the organization?
Yes, I think it uses, as a coordinator or a manager, I think it uses a lot of what I like to put together. I like looking at a project from a kind of bird's eye view and all of the small elements of it and seeing how it all works together in a creative or innovative way. So I think it's a lot of fun working on events and other productions. And
I noticed you're able to speak Japanese, so the culture obviously is something you're interested in as well. Yeah.
Since I was a child, I've been interested in Japanese culture in Japan, so it's kind of a dream to be working with them, and also natural.
Wow, that's great. So the festival being held is called Matsuri, as you mentioned. Tell us what the event is about.
Matsuri is a word, I should say first, that means festival in Japanese. So the Toronto Japanese Summer Festival aims to combine the traditional aspects of a Natsu Matsuri or Summer Matsuri in Japan that takes place all over Japan with more modern elements that you would find in some of our other productions, and also because we're showcasing it in Toronto. It is the largest celebration of Japanese culture in Canada to date, and it has the aim of introducing Japanese culture, art, fashion, products and services, quality of life, and Japanese innovative creations, as well as the best of Japanese cuisine, to Canadians.
Wow. So Matsuri is now celebrating its second year, and what is different this year than the event last year?
In line with Kurakake Company's vision to introduce Japanese or to introduce fashion designers to the people, up-and-coming fashion designers, we've brought back this year the fashion show in this event. And the other things that are new this year is we've expanded the food section, so you'll see more Japanese restaurants, and as well as the market section, so more Japanese and Canadian organizations and companies will be there, and you'll be able to see them. And we noticed last year that many communities, like Asian people, really came to Matsuri. So a lot of Asian people we found came to Matsuri and enjoyed the festival last year. So we've made an effort this year to reach out to communities such as the Chinese and Korean. So I'm very happy to be working with Arirang Korea TV, and I wish to thank you again for today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. I know you touched upon this briefly, but what is Matsuri's main or ultimate goal?
Matsuri's goal is to bring together and to expand the network in the Japanese and Japanese Canadian community. And as I said before, to introduce to Canadians and all the people living in Toronto about Japanese culture, Japanese companies and organizations.
Okay. So Matsuri, as mentioned before, is taking place in the heart of downtown Toronto on July 27th. How long will the festival run throughout the day, and is there a particular reason why you chose Yonge-Dundas?
Yes. So it is going to run from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we chose Yonge-Dundas Square because it is, well, it happens to be the most busy intersection in all of Canada, and therefore the most appropriate to introduce to all people, especially even those who were just walking by and didn't expect to run into anything Japanese that day, and suddenly there's taiko performances and Japanese food and everything filling the square. So.
Wow, okay. So speaking of food, is there anything particularly interesting that people should try out?
There are lots of food at Matsuri last year and even more this year. So I have a question for you. Do you like Japanese food?
I do. I love Japanese food.
What's some of your favorite food?
Well, obviously sushi. I don't know.
Well, sushi is going to be there. And
Well,
I guess
better
that's
be.
what I want to say. So I think most of what people like and expect might be there, will probably be there. Basically all of the categories of Japanese food will be at Matsuri. So it was really popular last year, and it'll no doubt be very popular this year. So I recommend it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are there any particular activities that is a must-see for people that are checking out the event?
There's so many things that happen at Matsuri. Being a festival, it combines music, and this year a fashion show, a huge food section, lots of companies, organizations doing activities, geisha project, live art. So it's really hard to say what exactly people should look out for, but I can tell you the fashion show is something to see.
Okay.
As a fashion show, it's the first or one of the first times people ever get to see these designs. It is the introduction to the people of these fashion designers, and there'll be one Japanese designer from Montreal coming, and there will be 4 Canadians this year. Beyond that, I recommend catching a taiko performance, because taiko is not always, the Japanese drums, taiko, is not always easy to come by unless you've sought it out. And so I recommend people to catch one of those performances. We're going to have 2 of them this year. And also the geisha. The geisha project, there'll be an opportunity for people to meet geiko or maiko, and real vintage kimono that were worn by geisha historically, with traditional hair and makeup, and they can take photos with them. So I think that's something that's also pretty unique.
Wow, that's interesting. So do you have any last words you would like to leave with our audiences?
Yes, I think that Toronto Japanese Summer Festival is for everybody. I recommend it for people to bring their kimono or yukata or even subculture clothing or modern Japanese clothing, like maybe cosplay, anything. Be creative and be fun. It is a bright and beautiful day for people to come. And please bring your, I should say to you, please bring your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, people you love. I recommend that people come with those kinds of people. Yeah, come out, enjoy. I hope to see you there.
Awesome. Will you be dressing up as well?
Absolutely, always.
Great. So you should come out to see Luke dressed up in a geisha outfit, maybe.
I look forward to seeing you as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.